everybody, TR. And I've come here today to do another video of some that has yet to see one of the new Fender Standards, yet say don't get one. Well, I'm not saying don't get one. And I'm not going to say they're bad because I haven't seen one. But I can tell you this. From what I've seen on the specs compared to the price, I'm not going to get one. Why? Because there's better stuff out there. I'm not liking that $599 price tag from the specs I'm seeing in Indonesia. There are guitars made in Indonesia for a lot less money that are basically going to give you the same, if not better, and for the same money, give you more, my opinion. So, what am I here to show you? I'm here to show you this Sire Larry Carlton S3. Not an S7, an S3. The S7 is a comparable price to the new Fender Standard Stratocaster. I don't have one of those. I wish I did. I don't. I have the S3. This is $399. It's made in Indonesia. It lacks a skunk stripe. Is it made of multi-piece poplar? Suddenly it's poplar. When I was a kid taking wood shop, it was poplar. But poplar, we'll go with poplar. If you like poplar, it can be poplar. It could be momlar too. Anyways, this is made out of mahogany. The S7 is made out of alder. How many pieces? I don't have a freaking clue because they paint them. However, they do have a nice burst one you can get. And maybe you could get a clue of that one, how many pieces of mahogany it's made out of. I don't know. So, I can tell you what this has. I can only tell you from the spec sheet on the New Mexican Standard. This has what would be considered a modern C-neck. To me, it feels slim compared to the old made in Mexico ones. I'm talking the Standard from the 2010s. The 90s ones actually had a slimmer neck. It was very glossy. They had smaller fret wire. In the 10s, the neck got a little bit wider. The fret wire got wider. The pots went from tiny to normal size. In the 10s, the switches and everything. Basically, in the 10s, the electronics changed to be the same thing that was being used in the Standards. And if you want to know my thoughts on why that was, that's when Fender started using made in Taiwan / Korea, wherever, outsourced parts in their USA models. So they decided to just be consistent and use that hardware and parts across the spectrum. So just my thoughts on that. I have no way of actually knowing. How would I know, right? So that's that. Those had 21 fret fingerboards. This particular model, if you go on Sweetwater, it tells you it's 21 frets, but I don't know. I did go to school and I did learn to count, and this appears to be 22 frets to me. I'm not going to bore you with counting the whole thing, but if you do the dots, 12, 15, 17, 19, 21, and look here, we've got another fret, 22. This has 2-point fulcrum trim, although there is a problem with it. I like really low action. I have it set up to intonate, and in order for it to intonate, my saddle here is touching my post. If I use that trim, that's going to raise hell with that post. Will it spring back where it belongs? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I don't use trim anyways. But for those who are trim users, the block on this is beefy. It's big. Is it quite as big as the Fender USA? I'd have to take the plate off. What I'm seeing from the back looks good size, but if memory serves, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take the plate off. Full-sized pots, full-sized alpha pots, which was nice. The switch was a PC board switch. Now, the new Fender Standards, from videos I've seen other people do, taking them apart, you get a PC board switch in the Tele, you get a mechanical switch in the Strat. So there's one downside for this. But $399, okay, keep that in mind. Mahogany body, $399. Rosewood fingerboard, by the way, not Laurel. This is rosewood. Rolled edges, okay? They call these frets medium jumbo. And you know how some people on a lot of reviews will say, oh, medium jumbo, but they're kind of small. This is the opposite. medium jumbo, they feel big. These are tall. These are big. These are big frets. I'd have no problem if you were calling them jumbo, but they call them medium jumbo. Nut. The nut to me looks like it's bone. It truly does. I have a parts Strat that I made that I bought and put a bone nut in it, and it looks identical to this as far as color and feel. I know I can do a test to try and burn it with something, but if it's not bone and I burn it with something, now we're just ruining the nut, right? So we're not going to get that crazy, but I'm pretty sure it's bone. These tuners are very good. They're very, very, not very good as in like, if you were to buy a set of tuners, oh, these are great. No, as in tuners coming in a guitar at this price, these are good. You get tuners that work this good on a $400 guitar, you have won. $600 would probably be what you expected. You spend $1,000 on a guitar, you might be like, oh, I wish these tuners were a little nicer. But no, they're really good. I've replaced a couple things here. Not gonna fib. Middle pickup died on this, and I hadn't had it very long. And I took it out to look at it to see if it was just like a wire or something, and if it is a wire, it's somewhere in the pickup. It would need to be rewound to be fixed. So what to do? Well, the pickups that came with this are nothing special, although from what I understand, the ones on the new Fender Standard is nothing special either. I'm happy with the way the bridge pickup sounds. These single coils, you know, These ones I put in here I had laying around are Duncan designs from a Squire Vintage Modified. They're stacked humbucker, which I like. So they're stacked humbuckers from an old Squire Vintage Modified. They're Duncan design. Left the bridge pickup in because I was happy with it. While I was in there, left the pots because I said full-size alpha, they work great. But that PC board switch, I had a 5-way mechanical. I threw it in there, what the branding is, but it's mechanical. I popped it in and decided because of the black pickup covers, which by the way, I could have stayed with the cream. This came with cream pickups and cream knobs and switch tip, and I didn't, it was too much cream on the pink, looked too pale. I have cream covers I could have put on these. I decided to change the motif a little and go black. So I put some black knobs on, black tips. So if you buy one of these, keep in mind it will be all cream plastics except for the zebra pickup has the one black coil. I mean, so other than that change, when I changed those pickups, the rest of the stuff is stock. And I was happy with it the way it came. It's just I said, unfortunately, a pickup died on me. So, yeah, $399. I guess that's about all I got to say. Like I said, another idiot that doesn't own one of those things telling you not to buy one. But man, the price, you know, if they would have come at me with $450, but I knew they couldn't because the Squire Classic Vibes, which I also happen to own, are in that $450 price range. So it was going to have to be more, right? Because it said Fender on the headstock. Which, by the way, if that's important to you, this does not say Fender on the headstock. It says Larry Carlton. But, man, the neck on this thing for the money. It's light. It's got like the super cutaways. It's supposedly designed by Larry. If you don't know who he is, you should Google him. He's a studio player. It's designed to feel good to play, and it does. And as I said, I don't own an S7, which would be the same price as your current Fender Standard Strat. But those would have locking tuners, and I'm assuming upgraded electronics. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. And yeah, I get this.